Stop chasing. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another lock-in session. All right, it's the last one of the week. We'll have another one, obviously, on Sunday for the watch list. We'll be closing out the week with what happened this week. It was a wild week. We saw a lot of falls. We saw a huge bounce today, and we're gonna get into a discussion about what we think is gonna happen next. All right, so y'all climb on in and let me know where you're chiming in from. Also, hit that like button as soon as you get in, okay? Who we got up in here? Who we got up in here? All right. So look, this week has been very interesting to say the least. Right? We got a really big dip earlier in the week, and then we saw a huge bounce in tech just today. So the market is not closed, right? It's not over, but we definitely saw a huge recovery across the market. We're talking about Hood seeing as high as like 15%. It's up about 13% right now. Palantir is up almost 5%. Man, what else? We got Hut 8 coin, like crypto stocks up 15%. Right? What else? Yeah, Coinbase is up 12%. Nvidia is up 7%. Carvana is up. So even people that were in the Nvidia plays that held on, it bounced so hard that those plays wind up working out. It bounced so hard that those plays wind up working out. What we got up in here? QTZ, what's up? Jamie, what's going on? Exactly. Nah, seriously, Alchemist. Crazy one. Liz, how you feeling over there? Joy, good to see you. Thanks a lot. Which video are you talking about, Joy? You talking about the one on reversals? Samuel, what's going on, man? Andres, what it do? Genesis. Yeah, exactly. On Nvidia. Yeah, we're gonna have to see. Darrell, what's going on, man? As y'all come in here, just go ahead and hit that like button for me. All right, just a quick doop, and we in there. Hey, Wonder, what's going on, man? Roswell, what up, though? All right, so, yeah, this is so we what we have right now is interesting, right? So we spent Tuesday and Wednesday coming down, right? Well, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday coming down, and then Friday we get this huge bounce. This is what I want to say about this, right? I don't believe that we are done coming down. When there's a major bounce like this, that means that there's a ton of gaps, right? There's a ton of gaps that have been created to the upside, big gaps. Let's go over to look at a few of them. I'm gonna switch my screen over. There's been quite a few gaps across the market, right? So let's look at AMD on the daily time frame. Appreciate the likes, y'all. As y'all come in, just make sure y'all hit that button, all right? Oh, well, you know what? Damn, actually, AMD didn't form a gap. It did not form a gap. It opened up inside of this candle. Okay, so this could possibly be wanting to recover for real. Now, what I will say is, like, obviously, let's just wait and see what happens on Monday. I'm gonna go ahead and draw this this trend line right here, this channel, just to kind of get an idea of like what direction this thing wants to go. But it could potentially. I always like to draw the potential out, and then just kind of like flow from there. But with these two candlesticks in, this could be a channel for a bear flag. All right. So with that being said, what we could be seeing right now on AMD is a possible bear flag into this gap. All right, let me make this a little bit bigger. We could be seeing a bear flag into this gap right here, right? So I don't know if y'all noticed, but it was a good thing that we didn't take AMD because that would have been pretty disgusting. All right, we were sitting here on live yesterday wanting to get in, but there's a good thing that we didn't take it because, clearly we would be down tremendously, especially with zero DTEs, like we were considering getting. Now, this gap comes down to about 170. So a simple setup on this, what I'll be watching for next week is just a break out of this bear flag, right? So we've already tested inside of this gap right here. Already came down like we was trying to go in, and we literally bounced up, 7% today. We could have another, green day, right? Or another scenario is that maybe on Monday we get some sort of inside candle, possibly like a harami or something like that, wanting to push this to the downside. So a full recovery, I would see this possibly recovering if it got above this candlestick right here. But as long as it's staying inside this channel right here, I'm definitely going to be looking for the downside. Not that it doesn't have the potential to go up, but what I'm seeing is that it worked to get into this gap, right? It worked to get into this gap. And I believe this is the final gap on the downside for AMD. It might be one more. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not seeing any other ones. Yeah, so I'm just going to be watching the bear flag on this, right? I believe that this scenario is more likely. Obviously, we'll have to come and clean this up pretty soon. We'll have to come and clean this gap right here, up pretty soon. But I believe that this is the more likely scenario for next week. So let's keep an eye on this. Just a heads up, y'all. Like I wouldn't be. I hope none of you were thinking like swinging calls because of today. Is anybody thinking about swinging calls? Is that on anybody's mind right now? Just based off of today? See what y'all saying. Drez, what up, man? Pamela, how you feeling? Doot. Get in there. Adam, what's going on, man? Burpee, how you feeling? D Goods, you said you was down 70. It's still, hey, nice. It says, did you get my message? Nah, Liz, would you send a message? She said absolutely not. Nah, no, yeah, okay. Cool. I just wanna make sure we on the same page. All right. I just want to make sure we on the same page, y'all. Like, so AMD didn't get a gap up, but I'm pretty sure it was some stuff, some stocks that got a gap up. Yesterday's drop was so big that it would be very, very difficult to form a gap up as much as we fell yesterday. Let's see. Let me see about Microsoft. Uh, hey, we might have a little something on Microsoft. We might have a little something on Microsoft. This is a reversal right here, reversal pattern. We won't front run it, but let's definitely keep an eye on Microsoft, y'all. With this harami structure forming in the form of a doji inside of this previous bearish candle. Let's see in Discord. I'll have to go look, Liz. I don't think I did. I'll go and look though, and I'll get back to you. Jamal, what's going on, man? Roswell said, nope, thinking about what could happen with Iran this week. What's going on with Iran? I'm looking for retest confirmation of the levels next week. What my, I think today's rally was necessary to continue to the downside move. Plus, news came out, so this move was motivated by that. Yeah, yeah, that's the like when I so if you look last night, like last night, everything was down. So if you were looking in the post market, you were very shocked when you got up this morning, right? AMD, all of that stuff was down, and then all of a sudden it's up like I think it was like 3% at open. He said I would only trust it on Apple and Microsoft at this point. Okay, I think the rally was yeah. So yeah, my sentiments are the same. I believe we're going to continue to come down. Um, but we got this little pop of excitement based on what they were saying about like like AI chip space and about it the $1 trillion that's going to be flowing into it. Um, so I think this is more of an excitement move. Um, we got a closure inside of this gap, right? So a continuation was what was supposed to happen here. It came up here to um, retest this level. Again, we'll see what happens over the next few days, but when we break out of this, I still won't be like, all right, let's take it straight out the breakout. I do want to see it take out these lows. You know what I mean? It still has to do that. That's still the game plan, right? 190.97. I still don't feel comfortable taking puts until it's below that level. Now, if it gets below that level coming out of the bear flag, then we can just go ahead and put our hands up on the roller coaster and just enjoy it because this will come down to the bottom part of that. We could probably catch like anywhere from $10 to $20 on this play once it breaks out of the bear flag. So that'll be a really big opportunity. All right. Jamal, what up? What up? You said public conflict, our ship said. Man, it's always something with our military and going somewhere that they don't need to be, man. And you would think that me being a trader, I would be like into that, like I would like read up on. I really like just for my own energetic purposes, just try to stay as far away from the news. And I just feel like obviously the stuff that's going to impact the market will be like in in close proximity at all times, whether you look at the news or you just on social media or you just go to the store, right? You're gonna get the things that you need that can impact the world in a major way. It says, yeah, Walmart did the opposite of what it was supposed to do. Yeah, no, seriously. Yeah, Walmart played us. Walmart played us. All right, let's go. Let's go revisit some of these from yesterday. All right, so we were looking at Marvell. We wanted to see a fail 2D, right? So let's go and see that. No, I didn't talk about Walmart, but I can go. I can talk about it. It was literally just a blown structure. We've gotten a couple of those this week, but you know what we do? We take it on the chin. You see what I'm saying? And then we come right back and smack them up some more. Jay, how you feeling over there? All right, let me look at Marvell. Again, y'all, as y'all come in, go ahead and hit that like button for me. Doot! Just one time for me. All right. I don't know. This must be an old. This is want to see a fail 2D. 77 key support. Oh, I want to see what. Did anybody check on LAC? What did LAC do? Did we get that break of 431? Let me actually go check that out because I wanna see how that played out. LAC. So yeah, it looks like LAC bounced off this Bollinger Band. It's coming back up. We have this little bear flag right here that it's retesting. So again, y'all, this could be a really good setup. Be sure to take note of this, right? If you weren't on the live yesterday, I talked about the level of 431. Okay, 431 is down here, right? It came out yesterday. It broke out of the bear flag. Good thing we didn't take like puts on a lot of this stuff, and we waited for confirmation because exactly our worst nightmare is what actually wound up happening. So it broke out, it went back, and it looks like it's retesting this bear flag. So for next week, I will be looking for a lot of like just failures, and seeing if if a lot of these stocks that bounced today are going to come back to their true levels and then continue to the downside. So 431 is still the level. Everything we discussed yesterday, 431 is still the level. The target would still be down to $3, which is where the measured movement from the bear flag is. Okay, so LAC is literally the exact same situation. It's just retesting. All right, and a retest and a failure, it gives you like a lot of momentum. All right, so just think about like I don't know a car running into like a rubber wall or something like that. That's how these retests can be. So we're gonna keep our eye out for LAC. I'm just gonna put like just revisit on Monday. Nothing's really changed. Testing. Bear. All right, we had IBM too, right? IBM, we were waiting for the bear flag breakdown, um, or a blow up of that bear flag. So let's go see if any of those two things happen, or if it's just chilling in the middle. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like it broke above. This drawing should appear shortly, but it looks like it broke above. Mm. Yeah, yeah. So it broke out of the bear flag, but this bear flag is non-existent. If it closes like this would actually be a solid, a solid swing for the next couple of weeks to recover this level right here, right? Because this is it has this whole area up to this previous candle right here. So 306.67 would be a target for IBM. If there was a closure like this, that wouldn't be a bad a bad entry. All right, because it does have to come in this area to clean this up. So I like IBM. I'll revisit as to whether or not I'm going to signal it and get into it. But it did one of the two things that we were looking for yesterday was either breaking down or breaking up and just, kind of like making this like a wash. All right, so a closure here, it is no longer a bear flag for sure, because that would be more than 50% into this full move right here. All right. Oh yeah. So NXPI, we wanted to come and see if the bullish hammer, turned to reversal. Again, y'all, most we didn't take anything yesterday except Walmart because we there was a lot of stuff that we just wanted to see if it got the confirmation. All right, so let's see if this got the confirmation just for shits and giggles. Keep, why do I keep putting BI? Yeah, so this didn't do anything. This didn't confirm or anything like that. No direction here. So yeah, we'll have to come back to NXPI. There's nothing really changed here, as you guys can clearly see. Um, if it can get above this 228, 229 area, maybe back in place. Excuse me, maybe back in play for calls. But again, I like the distance that it can go down more. Right, we see this over here, so that's really what I would be waiting for is a breakdown. Um, Again, I'm not really even I don't even trade this particular company, but I know it was something that was brought up a couple times. All right. Oh, Lily, this is another one. We were waiting to see if it came down to the put level, which was 978.68. Let's see if it did that. Let's see. Hey, I had so I went. Oh, let's see. Nope, nowhere near. We this could be a bearish Harami right here. This could be wanting to send the stock down. We'll have to see. But again, the level is 97, 978.68, 978.68. All right. I was laughing, y'all, because this is super random, but it just popped in my mind. So I'm like, I'm on a call with y'all, so I'm just gonna say it. How do I get back over here? Get back over here. JP Financial, how you feeling, man? You said it looks like a bull flag was made today on which stock, Jeffion? Natalie, how you feeling? You picked Apple swing for next week. You picked up one like you got into it, Natalie. Do you think Walmart is still good for puts? For your swing trade yesterday, do you think it will bounce off? If you we can go look at Walmart together. How long did you get Walmart out to? Jay says she getting her whimsy back. Hilarious. So I cut Walmart super early on mine, y'all, because I was in I didn't get them out until next week. So if you got them out till next week, you should be good. We'll confirm like you know where it's at, like because I believe it did break the high. So I just cut it because it was just hopeless at that point for me. Um, but we can go over the exact levels. Matter of fact, I'll pull that up in just a second. It says all right next week for February 13th. Oh yeah, you got next week. Okay, Nvidia has a bullish engulfing on handle on the hourly based on your video. Does this mean a reversal? We'll look at we'll go and look at Nvidia on the hourly, and we'll look at Walmart real quick. We'll do Walmart first, just to see if there is hope or if the structure has been broken. Because I just want y'all to understand, like, uh, when it's time to let something go. Because there's a such thing as patience, and then there's a such thing as a broken structure. And yeah, yeah, Walmart. All right, so here's how it goes on Walmart, right? Walmart has broken the structure, right? Walmart got cooked this morning. Even this morning, I was like, but when it breaks here, right? So let's just go to a lower time frame. Go to the hourly, because we don't have the daily close yet. So the best we can do is go to the hourly. On the hourly, when it broke the you know the the high, so like right around here, that's when it. Oh no, the high was more like here. Maybe this is not. Let's do the 4 hour right here. Okay, so once it broke here, that's when it was cooked because it also got a closure, right? So again, y'all can't see the daily closure until the day is about to close, but the 4 hour closed up here. You can look on lower time frames like the hourly. It probably still closed above this level, and even though it is at the upper extreme of the Bollinger Band, we got to understand, like, okay, when we were looking at Walmart, it was at this reversal level, right? This was a reversal level, but sometimes what you'll find when a structure is broken is that, oh, what I was seeing was, instead of it being a reversal, it was actually more of a bull flag structure, right? So when we go to the daily, sometimes on a bull flag you'll get 3 consecutive days for the pullback. This one gave you two, like a doji and then a confirmation candle. So this is a bearish engulfing at the end of an up move confirmation candle. It was absolutely supposed to go down. If I saw this again, I would take it again. If Zay saw this again, he would take it again. Since this structure right here was breached and closed above, that blew up the whole play, right? So if you're betting on a stock to go down because of like a tweezer head or some sort of reversal pattern, and then it goes up and closes above that, that's when you got to say, okay, I'm going to start considering getting out, if not getting out immediately, right? And the reason is because this, it's above it. It's not showing a downtrend anymore. Like, that trend has been broken. So there's no reason to stay in something like this. Now here's the thing. This is what will throw a lot of people off, and this is something that I try to get people to understand as new traders, right? It can feel very frustrating, and it can feel like you're not making progress when you do something according to how it's supposed to work, and then it doesn't work. Especially if you may be coming off of some losses that you might have taken before or something like that. It can feel like, hold on, this stuff just doesn't work. But everything that we trade in this, and I need y'all to really understand this, right? Like I said, I've been trading for almost 8 years at this point, and it's like, even there's it's impossible to not lose in this. It's impossible to not take losses, not lose, but it's impossible to not take losses. It's something that you just cannot do, right? Unless you're taking like one trade per year. You know what I mean? And then and the one trade you're taking is like elite, on a stock that like came down 50%, right? It's like you'll just be correct once a year, right? But if you're trading options, you're going to have some times where the probability just blows up. So yes, next week you have a whole week for it to come down, but that's also a whole week for it to continue going up. So there's no, like I said, there's no reason to still be in a trade because on the daily, so what you could do is like on the day, if this closes like this, there's no reason to stay in a put. If anything, it would be more of a call situation. But again, this bar didn't exist yesterday, right? This all formed today. So yesterday, this was looking like it was absolutely coming down to down here. All right. So when the structure is broken, you just gotta fold them. You gotta be like, all right, they got me. It's really that simple, right? Don't beat yourself up. Don't take it personal. It's just like they got me, right? And like again, if you saw this setup, out of 10 times, it may be wrong 2 or 3, right? With this particular setup, it's a reason that me and Zay took it, right? So if if you're still in it, I would definitely recommend just taking your loss, because it could get a lot nastier next week. Let me go and look at the weekly to see if we have an idea of the direction. Yeah, look at that. That's very very bullish. And again, it's I'm judging this strictly based off technicals. It doesn't mean that it can't fall, but you don't want to be right when you don't know why you're right. You know what I'm saying? The worst thing is to be right and not know why you're right. And if you're wrong, you know what I mean? You can be like, okay, like I knew why I chose this and it did not work out. And it's that simple. But if you are taking trades randomly or staying in trades or holding trades just with the hope that it's going to come back down, you're going to lose a ton of money in this game. I promise you. So you gotta be good with like letting it go when it breaks structure. If it so all right, let me give you an example of like what would have made me hold Walmart, right? Because that I think that'll drive it home. If Walmart would have wicked been just wicking here, if we would have just been getting some wick action, maybe even if it wasn't exactly right here, if it was just like a little bit above the level, and we started seeing some wick action, all right, maybe. But you got this huge. This is a Mariposa candle. This is a full bullish candle. That's moment. This could be the start of a sequence of 3 bullish candles. Can eat you up next week if it closes like this on the daily. Now, it's moved so much today. It's like you could wait till the market closes to make a definitive answer, but there is also the likelihood of it possibly going up more before the end of the day, so you could lose even more before market close today. So these are all the things that that have to be considered. Okay, these are all things that have to be considered. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me slide off of this. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for just a second. Yeah, I would like I said, Liz. I would recommend. What are you down in Walmart if you don't mind sharing? You said down about 60. Yeah, it could be 90, 100. You know what I mean? 99 is what they usually put. Um, yeah, that's a lot of drawdown for there to not be anything that's saying stay in it. You know what I mean? Like if say you got in and you were down, 50, 60%, but it was holding this structure, like it was still looking like it wanted to come down, you just got like a late entry, then yeah, I would absolutely stay in it. But with this candle right here, there's like I can't tell you to stay in that. You know what I mean? Like that this could go to you know, this I know y'all can't see the chart, but the green candle, it could, this thing could go crazy. It could go parabolic next week. So there's no reason that I would tell you guys to stay in it. All right. All right, give me just 1 second, yo. I got some really important stuff that I want to share. I'm just trying to do something really quick. So bear with me for just 2 seconds. Don't go nowhere. All right. Can y'all see my screen? I'm just making sure I clicked off. Or do y'all just see my face? Yeah. Yeah, that might be the best thing, Zay. And here's like I said, what I want to let you know is like it still could fall, right? Just it could fall for no reason, right? It could fall like there's some sort of news that happens over the weekend. But like I said, it's not, if it does fall, it's not because it looked like it was going to fall based on technicals. It's something random that took place, right? So it's like this is the part where I see a lot of people get frustrated and fall off or think that it's not for them. And I'm giving you guys the macro perspective of somebody who's done this and also looked on to like just the behavior when things don't go your way. This is a big part of trading, right? It's like you're going to take little bump. It sucks. Who likes to lose anything? I sure don't. I don't like losing $10. You know what I mean? But it's just like, okay, that's if it takes me losing sometimes to make all of this, it's like, all right, cool. That's just what comes with it. All right. You said did you get into Palantir leads? You said yeah, you got into applied. All right, y'all, give me 1 second. I was just making sure. I don't want y'all to see all my secret codes and stuff. Top secret information over here. Some top secret stuff. And look, if y'all just joining too, by the way, man, hit that, doot, hit that like button for your boy. One time. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. It's just one little button, just to show love. All right. One little button, just to show love. That's all. All right. That's crazy. Okay. All right. All right. I'm back, y'all. It says, uh, did you get into Palantir Leaps? Yes. 2027. I'm sorry, 2028. What about OLTR? We can look at it. We can look at it for sure. Yeah. Yeah, look, Zay, you'll thank yourself later. You'll thank yourself later, Zay. Um, with just cutting. Um, but yeah, we're gonna come and get you know a bunch of slaps next week, right? We'll find something. Um, But yeah, there's the occasional loss. Let's see, what about again, as y'all come in, hit that like button for me, all right? All right, so let's go to Nvidia because I know somebody was talking about the like Nvidia being on a on the hourly, like they're having like some sort of like bullish activity. So let's see what they talk about. Let's see what Nvidia is talking about. Oh, so what I was gonna tell y'all earlier. So I went out to dinner last night, right? And y'all ever been like in a very like deep conversation or serious conversation, but somehow at the place you find yourself at every moment you're trying to say something, there's an interruption. So we went to this I went to this little like I guess it's like a Moroccan spot. They did like they had like belly dancing and like it was like a they do like 6 courses for you. But like literally like I don't know how they had this time. Maybe like every 20 minutes it seemed like a belly dancer was coming out. I was just like, goodness gracious. Like it was fun, it was cool, but I was just like, damn, you can't get a word in. So this shit it was just I just been thinking about it. It's been on my mind. Like specifically just like the dance that the woman was doing, I'm just like, that's crazy. Like every single time I opened my mouth, she was just almost like she had it felt like a practical joke for a moment. I'm not even gonna lie. I was looking for the cameras. Um, yeah, this looks really good. On the hourly, here's the thing about Nvidia. It's made a mean reversion, right? So when you see a power move happen like this in one candle, that mean reversion is something that normally can take like a week to do. So whenever I see just crazy moves, I'm not big on going in the same direction, right? Whenever I see and this is also on the hourly, and I think somebody said a bull flag setup. Mm, I don't know if I would say that, but y'all know my rule of thumb. Also, I'm not taking calls inside of a bearish order block, right? So if it can clean this up, then if it can get past here, then yeah, we could take it to the high of that next candle, which would be lovely. Probably not going to happen today, but if it if it continues to be bullish on Monday, that could be that could be a cool level for a target, right? Once we break through 186.50 and make our way up to 190 as a target. But anywhere in here, the only thing that I'm interested in taking here would be puts, right? It hasn't given enough evidence for puts yet, but it does appear to be trying, right? We got two back-to-back dojis showing exhaustion. We went from this level of volume to to this level, right? It's made an attempt to go higher, it failed. So we could see this falling possibly before the market opens. I mean before the market closes. But I wouldn't necessarily want to take calls in this area. Um, and neither would I want to swing something like I said that moved this much, in a single day off a bounce. All right, we got to wait to just see if if it was hype from the news or if this really is trying to start to retrace back to the top. All right, so pretty much like I don't think I'm going to take anything going into Monday. I really just want to see what the market does. Right, we made the right decision, like not saying no to a lot of stocks. We did take one. We took Walmart because it looked it looked good and it was going to the downside. But we said no to a lot of stocks yesterday, and I'm gonna do the same thing today. Like we're really just monitoring the next best level that's going to give us the risk to reward that we need. All right, so yeah, in terms of Nvidia, I would not be looking to take anything in Nvidia, especially y'all on a Friday. At the end of the day, it's like you gotta also like kind of just like check in with yourself and say, did I take a loss today? Did I have something that didn't go my way, and now I'm looking to like try to make up for it quickly? Stuff like that to get you in trouble. All right. If you see things that are if like this week we saw at least 3 days that didn't go the way that it looked like it was supposed to go on the charts. So when you have that, your best bet is to just kind of sit back for a quick second, right? You can scalp in the earlier part of the day, on a Friday, no problem. But like the day we had today and the day we had yesterday and the day before, it just makes more sense to just kind of like to be patient, right? Because I'm seeing very clearly that even good setups are not necessarily hitting. And again, it's with probability. Sometimes they don't, but I'm trying to determine if it's more of a probability thing or if it's trying to tell us that the market is looking to change direction. All right. OLTR. We'll look at that. That is a crazy candle, though. All right, what y'all talk about over here? You said good game right here. Oh yeah, for sure, man. Appreciate it. TSM if you have time. Yeah, we can look at TSM. Y'all like them expensive stocks, huh? I think TSM is one of those, right? Y'all like Lily. Y'all like Meta. George, what's going on, man? Is it Caton? Am I saying that right? Hold on. Katendir? Am I saying that correct? Oh no, y'all said OLTR. It's not pulling up OLTR. I don't even know what that is. Is it another situation where it's OTLR? It was written. Yeah, I tried it both ways. Who put that in the group? I'm trying to let me see. Yeah, so Palantir is out until 2028 January. I'll put I'll put like the strike price and all that stuff in the leap section. Yeah, Bardier Becca. I don't see like OLTR. I just put OTLR, but I put OLTR at first and nothing came up. Let's go to I'm just guessing you meant Palantir. I'm guessing you meant PLNTR. Because I know around that same time there were other people asking, so let me see. I'm sure that's what you meant. I'm pretty sure that's what you meant. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Listen, Zay, I'm trying to tell you, man. Palantir, Leaps, um, absolutely Netflix when it's finally ready, right? When Netflix finally gets going. And like I said, it's very simple what we waiting for, right? We're just simply waiting for the break out of the wedge. You can, and when we get a break and close out of the wedge, that's when you can go leaps with Netflix, right? And leaps by definition is a year or more, but 6 months can work too. I'm probably gonna go the super conservative route with Netflix and just go 2027, 2028. And usually when I get my leaps, I get it for like January expiration. Yeah. So yeah, it's just crazy even seeing Palantir down here. It could come down some more, right? The way that it opened to where it is right now, right? It's we got a doji closing that's indecision. So there's no way that we could be certain about like the direction of this right now. But I will show you this. There is still room to come down. Hold on. All right. So once we break the level, yesterday's level, which is the 128, right? 128.36. The next level would be 122, about 122. I think the next order block is going to be like 108. Let me see if it's. Yep. So down here around 108. So 108 would be another buy level for for leaps. Again, if you're getting it around here, um, because it's down, because the stock is down, down there 30%, it's still a good purchase. The reason that I say if you're thinking about putting a certain amount, say you want to get multiple contracts for leaps, I do recommend having like just different ad points, right? So 150 was like was an order block at one point, but it broke through it, right? So that was a good ad point. If you have say you're putting in like 10,000, just divide it by three. So your first one could have been like at that 150 level. The next one is like literally like right around here where we're sitting, really with yesterday's low, and then the next one would be down here at 108, right? Those are three ad levels. This is all taking into consideration that this is a like a pullback or correction and not a bear market. Now, if it's a bear market, you can see individual stocks, drop significantly lower. Again, there's no way to time it, no way to predict it, and I won't even pretend to do that. So this is why we have to be, thinking about like longer term leaps when we get pullbacks. Like I said, sometimes they could do it in a short period of time. I remember Apple pulled back one time like 80 something percent. I want to say this was in 2022, and it only took like a few months for it to get all the way back to highs. Um, AMD last year was like down under $100, right? And y'all see what that did. So if we bounce here and get confirmation in this particular market, like I said, I want y'all to understand this. Even with confirmation, right? If the stock market's trying to come down, it does not matter. So this is the reason that like there are like errors for swinging, especially in different sectors. So when I start seeing stuff like this, you will start to see me um, spend more time making a decision about getting into a swing. Like it won't be as rapid. When we in a swing season, it's like we could just hit them like that, and we could expect our money the next day. But when I see things like this take place, I'm like, all right, I believe something's trying to change, and we just don't have enough evidence yet. So sometimes you just got to sit on the sideline for like and this don't sound fun, but I'm just trying to give y'all the realest of the real at all times, right? Sometimes you got to sit on the sideline with certain strategies for like a few weeks, maybe even months, just to be sure, right? Of a direction. If we are indeed coming down, like I said, then you may want to save, some of the like a portion of what you were going to use to put in the leaps for like a later date, right? Maybe your ad point, maybe your first ad point is 108, right? If you haven't gotten it already, right? If you're like I said, because I said this the other day, if you're more concerned about like a bear market, right, and you want to play it conservative and make leap calls in a bear market, then that does work as well, right? But again, there's also the likelihood that we don't go into a bear market and you miss a really strong opportunity to get in here. So like I said, my rule of thumb is 20 to 30% pullback on a profitable stock, on a stock that has decent trends in their financials, and the technicals look good. So this has all those things. But like I said, it did break this level up here, like 150. There was an order block right here. It's no longer there. It took it out. You see what I'm saying? So they smart money was sitting here and they knocked them out. So again, the next time for smart money is 108. Let me bring this up just a little bit. The next time the smart money wants to get in this stock is around here. Now, if we see two of these blown up, then that's when I would sit back and say, okay, there is a strong possibility that we're going into something that's a little bit deeper than just a pullback. All right. So when a stock starts to pull back and you have an idea of what you want, how much you want to put in it, I would not put all the eggs in at one time. I would wait to see if there's more opportunity coming, and then add on the way down. All right. And you can have as many adding points as you want. They just need to be real levels, right? Don't just add randomly, but at real levels with the same thing, reversal and confirmation. Again, like I said, if we are initiating a bear market, you're going to see a lot of consecutive days of technicals being blown up. So I just want to put that on y'all, like, so that you can start to look for that when y'all looking at like the daily chart and as you're trading and taking swings and tuning into this. All right. You get one blown up trade, you be like, all right, cool, I take it on. Two blown up trades when the technicals are there, it's just like, okay, whatever. But when you start to see that, a consistency of things looking like they want to reverse and then still falling, you got to get out the way. It's just that simple. All right. Um, Google says this is why everyone should watch that reversal video, especially then. Yeah, no, seriously. I'll talk about it in there for sure. Appreciate that. Is it how do I say your name? It says blessed through Christ. Is it Katendry or Caton? I'm not sure if I'm saying that right at all. Mark Quinn, what's up, bro? How you feeling over there, man? Nawan, how you doing? We're gonna do. Yeah, we can look at Google. Yeah, I'm telling you, Andres Palantir is like super low. I mean, if you remember Palantir being two something, you see why this is such a great opportunity. All right, so we'll look at Google. But yeah, y'all. So Palantir, I like it. 128.36. If it breaks below there, I would just kind of be waiting in the wind for it to see if it wants to make its way down to 108. 108 is another good buying. All right, that's where smart money's sitting. All right. So another thing I'll say, there's a reason that we look at stocks in two ways, right? Fundamentals and and technicals, right? Fundamentals are going to give you insight to like the likelihood of a stock or a company sustaining itself over time. Technicals is giving you the psychology of price action, right? Of people, so price action, like what just in real time people deciding that something is either too high or too expensive or too low or undervalued. All right, let's look at alphabet. I think they said Google just crossed 400 billion in revenue for the first time. Same, by the way, for a single year. Okay. Okay, y'all. So this is a decent setup, right? This is what yeah, what is this right here? Y'all tell me what this is. That I'm circling right here. What is this? Let me see it in the chat. Oh, she said yes. So I said it right. It's Caton, Caton Deary, Caton Derid, or Caton. Oh yeah, Caton Deary. He said, "Good, you ain't hurting no mangoes." Nah, 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 nah. I ran out of the mangoes, man. Exactly. Yeah, it's a harami. Exactly. Right. Again, as y'all come in, hit that like button. Just doop one time for me. Really helps the channel. I truly appreciate it. All right, yeah. This is a bullish harami, y'all, and this bullish candle for the bullish harami was formed off of this order block. So this looks like a promising, move to the upside. Again, I do not feel comfortable taking, swings in this moment. I'm just going to be real with y'all because I need to see a little bit more, right? But based strictly on technicals, this has come down and it's formed a bullish engulfing. I'm sorry, a bullish harami, right? Bullish candle, harami on the inside, ready to go up to the upside. So we can see how Google plays out. Um, but this is a very high probability setup, right? All right. Now I'm gonna look at TSM. Somebody requested that a little earlier. Taiwan Semiconductor. Let's see what they're talking about, yo. Liz, you said you messaged me on in the Prosperity Collective. I don't see anything. All right. So yeah, y'all. So um, this had an explosive day today, but we are forming a double top on Taiwan Semiconductor. Right. This is this this looks like it could be a really good setup for the downside. I'm gonna tell you really quickly what I want to see for this to make that valid. Okay. So we got the rejection here back on January 16th, right, or 15th. It came down pretty, significantly. Came back and retested, not that exact level, but the bottom of the bearish order block, and made a couple of waves and attempts to get back. Finally, getting back to close to this previous high. It's a very bullish candle, so this could still, with momentum, travel a little further up, maybe even taking the order block out. But what I would love to see is some sort of like inverse hammer, some sort of maybe a piercing pattern that's bearish that comes into about 50% of this candle right here. Some sort of reversal signal that says that this is ready to come down. All right, some sort of reversal signal, because this is definitely an area where a lot of decisions are being made. We just gotta wait and see. All right, so um, yeah, Taiwan Semiconductor looks good, but just not right now, and it's not, and it doesn't look good to the upside, right? I know you may some people may look at this and say, oh wow, it had a reversal and then you know a confirmation candle, but when a confirmation candle makes the entire move in one day, it's like that's another sign that this thing could be ready to reverse um, right here in this area. So we'll keep an eye on TSM. I'm gonna say look for bearish reversal. I'm looking for bearish reversal on this one. All right, Cortez, what's going on, man? How you feeling? Hey, no worries. You can always go back and watch the replay. What we've been doing is just kind of discussing more so like how to prepare yourself for the landscape that we're in right now. You know what I mean? Like stocks. There's a lot of stocks that are obviously there's always going to be setups that work out across the board, but in tech specifically, um, why is that? In tech specifically, we're seeing like a lot of like just major bounces and blow up and blow ups of like really really high probability setups. So we were just kind of talking about how when you see that, you just gotta like just kind of sit back for a little bit and just see what's next. It was just ABBV and DVA. Okay, yeah, I'll send me a direct message on in Prosperity Collective. I don't know if you tagged it. If you just send a direct message, then I can go ahead and just reply like that. And maybe I can send you some like some screenshots or something like that. The rest at MU. Okay, we can look at MU. Is the harami considered bullish because of the engulfing green candle? Hmm. Which which are you referring to? This was a harami right here. This was a harami right here that led to, you know, a bullish move. But there's no harami over here. None of this is considered a harami. Francine. You welcome, Pamela. Again, y'all, if y'all are just joining, I'm here every day, 11:30 a.m., 2:30 Pacific, right? 11:30 a.m. Pacific, 2:30 Eastern. I'm sorry. And we just go over levels, right? We're here to just like look at the chart. This is a lock-in session. I'm taking recommendations from you all. I'm usually bringing some to the video as well, and we just sit here and we just go over like what the play is for either the day or the week ahead. All right, so definitely make sure that you set your notifications so that you don't miss these, because this is going to really like take your trading to the next level, give you exactly what you need to be able to find levels, interplays, not interplays, which is I think even more important. Um, so yeah, just and as you come in, just hit the like button, right? As we say, boop. It's just a little 1 second deal to get a wealth of knowledge. All right. Also, I don't know what I'm talking about, and this is for entertainment purposes only. All right. This is never financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. And if there's anything that I say in here that you decide to run with, just make sure that you are running on your own, right? And you're doing something based off of your research, your own mind. All right. Got to slide that in there because they do be on your neck about it for sure. All right. It says it was okay. Cool. All right. All right, we did go. Sorry. So we're gonna do. I'll do Mara and I'll do MU. I'm gonna do MU first. All right. Yeah. Yeah. It's tight. This is starting to pump a little bit more than what it just previously was. Let me just go straight from here. All right, MU. What you talking about? Probably a big bounce too. Everything was green. Oh no, MU. But that's matter. Yeah, MU was up 3%. Every time I look at MU, I'm just like, this is crazy. I remember them days. Like I'm talking about like under $100. Looks like a bear flag forming. Looks like a bear flag forming, y'all. Looks like it wants to come down to this area here. So real simple here, y'all. We just wanna draw the bear flag on here, right? We wanna always be prepared for what? The break of a trend line. That's it. Them trend lines gonna let us know. The trend lines are gonna let us know. So we wanna draw them as early as possible so that we can make sure that when there is a break of it, we are positioned to move on it. All right? All right. So go this next one. Yeah, pretty clean. So what would I like to see on this? I would like to see it take out this level right here. That's what I would like to see. If we can breach that level, then I would love puts down to about 330, 331.50. Right. There's also a little gap here that it needs to fill, which you know lets me know that there is some room to come down. So right here, there's a gap fill from 340, 348.33 to about 351, right? So that's a decent little gap. So if we do see the breakdown of this bear flag, um, there's a little room to here, right? But let's let it break through here first. Let's let it break through here and close, and then we can take next entries down into this area. So I will definitely be looking for MU break of bear flag for sure. And this could be a fun one to play intraday as well. So yeah, make sure y'all mark those levels, right? This 363, 62, you can put a notification for that. The moment that it gets breached, you know what time it is. That's the downside scenario, right? That's the bearish scenario. Just like we saw on IBM, sometimes when you get a consolidation within a bear flag, you can see it break up and completely blow up the whole structure. So this could be wanting to continue. This is also what some may say a reversal uh, confirmation or a bullish confirmation on a reversal. So we came down, we got a somewhat of a reversal sign right here. Then we got a higher high, higher low, which again can also be confused or mixed up with a bear flag. But the only way that you can tell what it truly is to await a breakdown or a breakup. That's why it's important to always draw these when you see these kind of patterns. All right, but this could very well um, come all the way up to here. This is a fair value. This is what you call a fair value gap, right? The fair value gap is from this wick right here down to this wick right here. So it could definitely pop into this area as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that, possibly on Monday. That's a pretty likely scenario. If it doesn't want to go get the gap immediately, then it could break out of this flag. Like I said, if it breaks this level, that would completely take that out the picture, and then we could focus on, riding it down into this bullish order block. All right. So MU looks good and has potential, to go either way. But as long as we're clear on what we need to happen to make a decision, we should be good. All right. So that's MU. Again, y'all hit that like button for me. As soon as you come in here. All right, if you're just joining for the first time, again, I'm here every weekday, 11:30 a.m. Pacific, 2:30 Eastern. Okay, if you guys are looking for a trading home, also the Prosperity Collective, I think, is a really good opportunity. All right, we got a lot of people in here that are in the Prosperity Collective that could also vouch for it. Holler at one of them. Click on the link in the description of any of my videos. Go read the testimonials. See what you think. If it resonates, sign up. If not, keep on watching this until you feel like you got it, and then come on and hang out with the fam after that. All right. All right. So what else? We did. There was another one in here. Y'all put. Oh, Mara. Come on, we just got one more left. Let's get through it. Let's get through it. This thing is acting funny. Y'all bear with me for this last one. I'm trying to get Mara pulled up. I don't know why it keeps bringing me back. Mm-hmm. Come on, Mara. This is crazy. All right. Can y'all see Mara on y'all screen? It's like, yeah. So it appears that today in Mara, just like many other crypto stocks, we did see some bounces in crypto. So today looks like a reversal, right? I would like to see some more continuation to the upside before making a decision. Um, yes, it has a higher high and a higher low, but this wasn't a This was not a reversal signal. You see what I'm saying? So if this was a reversal signal and then we got the confirmation, then yeah, maybe this could be something that's retracing. But I'm just not so sure about the overall market sentiment, right? Which is something that you just got to kind of, like I said, let time go by. But based on technicals, this looks like it could continue to go up a little bit. But again, um, coming so close to this bullish order block, and with a lot of things in crypto testing, like I think we had, I think Bitcoin saw like 65 or something like that. But yeah, I don't see a technical setup on the daily for Mario. Again, this is just like I said, a pop today. But there was no sign of a reversal right here yesterday. So I need to see if today was real basically, and if we're going to come down here. I would much rather see a reversal pattern with a confirmation before just randomly taking a trade because it had like one big green day. Um, where do I love Mara? I love Mara outside of this range that has been in. So when Mara can finally break above 12, let's say 1280, it has a lot of room up here, right, to start cleaning stuff up, right? Look at all these red candles here. So it's been in a range for quite some time. It dropped a little below the range, which also could be a little alarming, right? Because this has been the range, and if you look at this candle, this takes it out. So yesterday's candle took us completely out the range to the downside. Yeah, we recovered it today, but again, with all of this funny business happening and falling outside the range, I can't trust that it's definitely going to go to the upside. This right here could have been confirmation for it to continue to the downside. So we'll see what happens on Monday. But again, when it comes to calls, I love easy peasy. I love when there's a clear path. So again, I will want to see this above 1280 before I even mess with it. Not saying that there's not plays here, right? But just how the market is operating is making me zoom out a lot more instead of trying to just catch short plays. I'm looking at like when is the best opportunity for it to go to distance. All right, so that's Mar. I am about to. I'm actually about to get off of here. Yeah, I'm about to get off of here, y'all. Again, very, very interesting week. We had some really strong wins. Also, took a couple blows, right? We took a couple blows on, on Walmart, um, Nvidia as well, but Nvidia actually wound up recovering. So anybody that stayed in that, was able to recover. But again, we're going to approach the market like, very patiently when it comes to swing trading. I've told you guys before, swing trading is not something that you do every single day. All right. So, like I said, even as we come on here and talk about certain things, we want to approach it with a little bit of caution as we're trying to determine what the next direction is. Once we get that, we'll get back into our bag, with cooking. But like I said, with these consecutive days of, you know, setups, high probability at that being blown up, I'm not a dumb dude. You know what I mean? I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna let the market, be what it wants to be, and I'm not gonna get caught up in it. All right. So we'll be back here on Monday, or really Sunday, right? Because I'll be looking at the market from the perspective of like what I want to do intraday for the week. So I'll be back here on Sunday with the watch list, and then again Monday through Friday, 11:30 a.m. Pacific, 2:30 Eastern. I'll be right back at y'all doing the same thing, charting, whatever. If there's any other elements that you all want me to bring, please do. Again, I mentioned this yesterday. Do bear with me. My father's funeral is on Thursday, so I probably will not be here Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Right? We'll be handling business with that. Um, you know, as it goes. So I'm thinking Monday or Tuesday. I did want to get in a session. I know I promised y'all that I would do a session where I'll show you guys how to back test and like going manually back test certain strategies. So I wanted to do that on either like Monday or Tuesday. We'll figure out which one. Um, but yeah, great week. Appreciate y'all showing up consistently. Yeah, y'all are getting better every day, and as time goes on, we're gonna see, more and more stories like Besby. More stories of people leaving their job, making money, making more than they made on their job. All of that. All right. So stay locked. Again, I appreciate you all. Remember, invest smart, live free. If y'all got any questions or anything that y'all want to ask me directly, and you're in the Prosperity Collective, feel free to DM me. I am going to be taking time to like check some of those. I don't check them every single day, but I know a few people have reached out, in DM. So there's questions you have about particular setup stocks, whatever it is. Go ahead and shoot me a DM there. All right. But other than that, I'm out of here, man. Y'all enjoy y'all weekend. Take care of yourselves. I appreciate all the love, and I will see you guys next week. All right.